Hey everyone. I know I did a blog the other day, and I talked about my numbers and hitting a wall, but I want to delve deeper into that, like hitting the wall, and I want to talk about the psychology of fear and how that can play into whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life. It doesn't have to be about health and fitness, but I'm going to connect it to that because it ties into what I was talking about a little bit. So I hit a wall, an emotional wall. I think it started when I got my cholesterol numbers last Monday. And I was in school, I was in the copy room. It was like 7 in the morning. And I saw my cholesterol numbers and I saw how much it dropped, the dramatic drop. It was overwhelming. I started crying. I mean, there was no one there and I just broke down. I was overwhelmed and I thank God for it's like he brought me back. I was like, I can't believe this. Like I got things under control in 3 months and I was overwhelmed with joy because it was an accomplishment. I felt like I overcame this hurdle. 3 months ago, I was in a bad place health wise. I was unhealthy. I had high blood pressure. I had diabetes. I still do, but diabetes, and I had high cholesterol. The big three. Those are going to cause you to get a heart attack or a stroke in no time. But anyway, I was waiting for my A1C number to come in. It hadn't come yet. And I ended up having to go get my blood work done again. I think I told you this the other day. So I get the A1C number back, I want to say Wednesday night. And it dropped 1%. It was 5.8. And the funny thing happened. I was glad it went down so much. But initially I was like, damn, I wish it was in the normal range. And at the time I was being unrealistic. I was I was trying to fix everything because one thing I learned about myself is I want things to be nice and neat and fixed. And I was determined I'm going to get this number down to normal. Like I wanted it to be normal. I wanted it to be under 5.6 and under, but it was 5.8. And to me, you know, I at the time you're so clouded by this unrealistic goal you set that you don't realize that it's an achievement. Like to bring your A1C down 1% in 3 months, that's incredible without medication. And I remember telling my mom about it, and she was like, It was great. She thought I would bring it down to maybe 6 at most. And I remember telling her I was disappointed, and she was like, "Are you crazy? Like, you got your A1C down 1%. No one does that." And I was joking with my coworker about it, and she was like, "You are overachiever." She was joking with me because I had lost sight of what's important. But the thing that really hit that I didn't realize till today, I was thinking about it today, was the fear. The fear. The fear, despite all the good news that I got, and the fact that I've turned this thing around in a positive direction, there's a part of me that was afraid, or still am, afraid that what if I mess up? What if the next time I get my numbers checked, they're not as good? Or what if I slip? I made this tremendous progress. My weight's under 200 pounds. I'm down to a lower waist size. I've done all these things in 3 months. I've accomplished these things, and I know that. But in the back of my mind, was really bothering me, and I was drained. Thursday and Friday, I was feeling really down. I think it was the fear of messing up. So I call this the psychology of fear because fear can come from lots of things: past mistakes, trauma that you experienced. I think the fear comes from the idea of that I don't want to mess up. I'm on this track. I'm doing great. I'm feeling good, but I don't want the success to get to my head because what if I get too relaxed and I go back to doing what I was doing? I know at some point everyone has felt some kind of like, what if? Or, okay, I had that thing. Is that going to mess me up? Maybe to not the same way I feel it, but any journey you take, whatever goals you set, there's going to be roadblocks. And you have to figure out what those roadblocks are, because they're going to be roadblocks. And I know I've been posting a lot about a lot of my success and things that I'm doing. But you know what? You got to talk about the stuff that gets in the way. And I was feeling down after getting this great news. And I talked to my mom about it, talked to my wife about it. They both said, okay, you've been working out almost every day for 3 months. You need a break. They were right. I was worn down, not more emotionally in my head, but physically too. I was tired. And work's been busy because we got all this testing going on and the schedule's kind of crazy, and that played a part of it. But the other part was the numbers. The good news made me think about messing up, becoming complacent. When I found out the bad news, when I went to the doctor, it gave me an edge. It gave me something to like, I want to get this down. I wrote the numbers down. I remember talking about it in my blog. I wrote it down because I was determined. And it was driving me. I'm like, this is going to get down. I kept saying it's going to get down. And I said, I'm going to do it. And you get the numbers and it does come down. But then what? Well, I still have more to do. I still have more weight loss. I still can bring my A1C down a little bit more. My cholesterol is great. My LDL was a little high, but I could bring that down. But even the doctor told me, look, I mean, you're not going to get it down but so much, because, look what you're doing. But I think what I had to really realize is that this thing is bigger than just me losing weight. It's also a spiritual journey. Food had a spiritual hold on me. And I know that. That's why it was so hard to break. It wasn't easy to break. And I feel that I have conquered that. I feel that I've gotten to a place where now I know how I'm supposed to eat. I know the things that I'm supposed to do. I've gone out to eat. I've gone on trips while I'm been on this journey. I haven't just been in my house and just working out and doing nothing but work out and go to work. I've lived my life. For the most part, my life has been pretty much the same, except I don't go out to eat as much. I'm eating a lot better. I have more energy. So it's all positive stuff. And yet, I was afraid that I might slip up. And I was talking to my mom and Stephanie about it, and they said, especially my mom, she said this. She said, remember, this thing is bigger than food. I made this choice to live a different life for lots of reasons. The first is God is giving me an assignment. I'm responsible to my family, my wife, my students and their families. I've given my life to God, and I've made commitments to people. And God, I felt, has given me certain assignments. This is about that first. If my mind, my body, and my spirit aren't healthy, then I can't do what He set me to do. The second reason is I needed to live a different life so that I can do the things that make me enjoy living, traveling, spending time with my wife, being there with my family, getting to celebrate, working, my job, being with my students. I enjoy that. But if I'm not healthy, then I'm cutting my life short. I want to control back in my life. I didn't want anything to have so much control of my life that I can't do the things that I know I need to do. And when you're losing weight and you're on this journey, I for a second I lost sight of that. I forgot what was really important. I'm not going to go back to what I did before because I know more now. And I learned from that mistake. Being diabetic this for me was not genetics. I mean, it's in my family, but it's a reminder that there are consequences to your actions. But it wasn't the end of everything. I can take this and use it to help others. I can use it to remind myself of what's really important. Life. Living this life, living a full life. So whatever obstacles you got in your way, if you fear, you have doubts that you can't do it, you think this is too hard, how do I start? Oh, I got to lose weight before I go see the doctor, or I have to do this. Don't wait. Take control of your life now. Do the things that you know you have to do. Surround yourself around people that will support you, because you're going to need it. You're going to need support. And I'm glad, I wanted to make sure I said this in this blog. I know it's longer than I expected, but I wanted to emphasize that it's not going to always be roses and flowers along the way. There are times where it's hard. The food thing hasn't been so hard, but the doubts and I overthink and wanting to achieve things by a certain point. You have to just keep being steady and consistent. And that's the key. One bad meal, one day not working out, one day of making a mistake isn't going to mess up your path. Don't let one day become 1 week, and 1 week become 2 weeks, or 2 weeks become a month, and a month become 2 months. Don't let that spiral get control. And be honest with yourself and seek out support when you need it. All right, y'all. Like I said, appreciate all the comments. And like I said, I'm here for you guys too. So I'll see you guys soon and talk to you later. Bye now.